Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Eric vows to make Sloan pay, but he'll have to find her first. Maggie has tea in the square with Xander, Sarah, and Victoria, who's in her stroller. Maggie notices Sarah's engagement ring and excitedly hugs them. They partake. The only thing they've really decided on is that they want to honeymoon in Scotland. Maggie gets emotional as the couple basks in their love. In the square, Maggie leverages Xander and Sarah. Rafe comes to Black Patch with a train on Clyde's black book. Rafe's hoping John and Steve can get the ISA to crack it. On a particular position, he's more interested in what the outside of the book says. It could be the key to freeing Gabby and chancing Lee's real killer, who Rafe deduces is Gil. Ava packs in her room above the cantina. Harris returns in his dress whites, having come from the Memorial Day service at Arlington. Ava gives Harris a passionate welcome home, but he stops her from buttoning his livery. They need to find Clyde. She shares the proposition that Gil killed Lee while looking for her. She grows worried, thinking of having to tell Wendy and her family that Lee failed because of her. They eventually got check, but now their injuries will be restarted again. Further, what Alex's story is desperately missing in the door of the Demerrimance, a crestfallen Eric hands Jude to Nicole. EJ stands coming to her with his hand on her reverse holding Jude at the Demerrimance. A confused Nicole asks Eric to explain how the boy could be her and EJ's son. Yes, EJ says, pretending his own confusion, please explain. After Eric recounts Sloan's concession, Nicole recalls knowing it the first time she held Jude. When you reapparent, you just know deep in your soul. Eric looks on teary-eyed. Latterly, Eric brings Jude's bag into the living room, where Nicole and EJ susurrus over the baby. He watches, pained. He apologizes for everything that's happened, but Nicole knows he was a victim too. It was all Sloan. That wine stole my baby. She wants her arrested, no way to see the light of day again. EJ states there will be plenitude of time for that. As Nicole harangues, Holly comes home and learns Jude is her family. Further, Dan Feuereagle addresses a drama-filled content in the square. Maggie asks Xander and Sarah to stay to get married until after her and Constantine's marriage. A confused Sarah asks why. Maggie stammers before saying she wants to be completely present at their marriage, not allowing about her own marriage plans. As she further sells her taradiddle, she mentions Alex and Teresa are moving into the manse, which irks Xander. After Rafe's left Black Patch, Steve asks John how far they're willing to go to get Clyde out of their lives. Backtracking, he suggests he take point on Clyde's case, while John focuses on Constantine. John wonders if there's commodity he needs to know. Steve just needs to keep a close eye on Ava, who he assumes is on Clyde's tail. He flashes back to Ava, suggesting an endless result to the Clyde situation. John also fills Steve in on Maggie's plan to make it look like Constantine is embezzling from Titan. Further, GH cast Remembersco star, Johnny Wachter, who was tragically killed after Harris changes into mercenary clothes. He tells Ava his musketeers haven't decrypted Clyde's book yet, but he does have translated images for her to shoot him. Once Clyde opens them, they'll be notified of his position. He leaves to check in with Rafe. In the interrogation room, Rafe yells at someone on the phone to detect Everett. Cold case lines sit in a box, and Lee's train lies on the office. Harris enters to ask for a couple further days of leave. Rafe denies his request because they read drowning in cases. Harris states he's taking the days one way or another. Rafe wants to know what's going on, but Harris can't explain. He asks Rafe to trust him. Suffing, Rafe allows it. Hopefully, I'll have your job staying for you when you come back. Further, how detergents handled deaths of cast members at the manse. Holly is thrilled to learn EJ and Nicole have their son, but realizes it means Eric loses his. Nicole states how sorry she is, but Eric says it's not about him. He just wants them to be happy. He vows Sloan will pay for what she did. Nicole asks if he wants to hold Jude before he leaves. Taking Jude in his arms, Eric tells him he'll always love him, further than he knows. Gashes fall as he returns the boy to his mama. Nicole says he can come over anytime to see him. Eric thinks it's stylish she has time to bond with her son and Holly with her family. Holly tightly embraces him. He tells Holly he loves her and leaves. Outdoors, Eric stifles heartbreaks. Harris returns to Ava, who's packed and ready to go. But first, he gives her a flash drive to shoot Clyde the lines. Now, they stay for Clyde to open them. Still, there's someone differently Harris wants to circle in before they go after the fugitive. Harris gets an alert that Clyde opened the lines in a library in Montana. Harris says they've to make one pit stop before they leave. Sitting at a Horton Square table, Maggie, Sarah, and Xander grin at Victoria's stroller while Xander's changing Victoria's diaper away in the square. Maggie tells Sarah she loves the idea she presented off-screen. Still, she suggests she run it by Xander, since it's his marriage, too. At Black Patch, John tells Steve to be careful with Weston. It's important they see it through as mates. Scratch that. They re further than mates. You re my family, Steve. No bone. Not indeed. Constantine will drive a wedge between them. He trusts him with his life. Right back at ya, family, Steve says before they embrace. Further, the doubtful supporter EJ could turn to pursing his lips. John gravely holds up a brochure to Steve at Black Patch. Further, Nicole confronts Sloan in Day's promo in the DiMera Manse. Nicole thanks Holly for the reason textbook. Holly didn't mean any of the horrible effects she said. Along with EJ and Jude on the settee, they look forward to a new morning for the four of them. After getting his call, Rafe meets Eric outside his apartment door. Rafe is sorry for everything Sloan's put him through. When they enter, they find the place a mess, and Sloan nowhere to be set up. All her effects are gone except for the choker Eric gave her for Mother's Day. Damn it, Eric whispers. She took off. Alone with Jude, Nicole cries while marveling over having her son back. Coming on Days of Our Lives, Bonnie has a surprising response to Teresa, and Stefan makes his case to Melinda. Kristen blackmails EJ over Jude's maternity, demands CEO seat for silence. Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers reveal that Kristen DiMera, Stacey Hayduke, has been colluding with Stefan DiMera, Brandon Barish, in expedients of scoring the CEO seat at DiMera Enterprises. Still, Stefan's main concern is obviously freeing Gabby Hernandez DiMera, last played by Camille Ibanez, from captivity. Days suckers will recall that Kristen has pledged to help with that, and in exchange, Stefan's immolation backing on getting her the CEO spot she's after. Indeed so, Kristen has always been the kind of woman to look out for herself and snare better openings when they come on. It's clear that Kristen could use a path to DiMera leadership that's a little further certain, so she may find it soon enough. That brings us to Days spoilers for the week of May 27th to 31st. Problem.